Top Gun Maverick blew me away. Despite the fact that it was somewhat formulaic and basically just Star Wars repackaged, it was a rare Hollywood sequel that actually worked. It was solid, engaging, and charming. If you disagree, I encourage you to fully utilize the comment section and light me up. But seriously, what a movie in an era of certified duds. Critics and audiences raved about it. Paramount, Skydance, and Jerry Bruckheimer Films made something like $1.1 billion on it, and it came at a time when most movies were going woke and very broke.
I declare bankruptcy!
So with that, let's segue into the top 7 ways that Disney would have torpedoed Top Gun Maverick and gleefully left it burning on the runway. But first, there be spoilers ahead. If you haven't already seen the movie, don't let me ruin it for you. 3, 2, 1, okay, so number 1, the lead role. While I am not a huge fan of smarmy Scientologist Tom Cruise, he was absolutely the best choice for the role. Beyond his starring role in the original movie, his imposing 5 feet of stature actually makes a lot of sense for a pilot, as fighter jets tend to have tight enclosures and are more tailored for shrimps like Tom. And absolutely no one is going to make the case that the guy can't act. He was the most obvious and best choice for the lead role. Now, had Disney produced this movie, it would undoubtedly have casted Miley Cyrus as Captain Mitchell.
Nice.
Why? Because Disney's commitment to making bad movie decisions would have compelled it to go with someone completely unbelievable. Slapping Miley into the lead role would have assured the movie's demise, which is Disney's entire objective. Number 2, the cinematography. Top Gun Maverick opted to film most of its aircraft scenes with actual planes in the actual air. The actors were actually inside the planes, experiencing the G-force in real time and without needing to act like they were getting slammed around the cockpit.
Lucky.
This decision surprised me, as I always assumed even the boldest production companies would never dare such a stunt. Had Disney been in charge of this film, you can bet your entire life savings that there would have been more green screen than a Superman film. And that, my friends, would have detracted from the movie's realism. Because this movie...
What the?
Okay, so as cool as that was, it was 100 shades of absurd. Number 3, the opening scene. This whole sequence was dope. Like, talk about unexpected pulse pounders. At the same time, it showcased Maverick's rebel nature, immediately set him back a peg, and informed the audience that this was going to be a speedy and death-defying powerhouse of a movie. I mean, what other movie kicks off with the lead character flying a fictional hypersonic jet and hitting Mach 10? Now, in case you didn't know, that's around 7,000 miles per hour. And yes, we use imperial measurements here at Movies by Magnum because we're not lame. Get at me, bro. America! No one cares about kilometers per hour. Except maybe Canada, which is a silly place. Anyway, had Disney written the opening sequence, it most certainly would have had CGI persons of short stature, flying CGI drones or some crap, anything to make sure audiences do not make it through the first 5 minutes before walking out of the theater. Number 4, the director. Joseph Kosinski was a good choice to helm this project. For what it's worth, I felt like the directing was largely transparent in this film, which is generally how it should be. That said, I feel like Disney would have done its best to put Joel Schumacher in the director's chair. This would have ensured a sound box office bombing, because no one, or their mom, needs a Tom Cruise butt shot. Number 5, the genre. Top Gun Maverick qualifies as a military action movie, which was perfect and absolutely in keeping with the original film. It's a genre that typically works and resonates with a large audience of relatively normal people. This is exactly why Disney would have made it a musical. No! Now, I have nothing against musicals, except everything about them. But my personal opinion aside, their audience is not very large. Therefore, having Miley sing half of her lines would have been just the disaster Disney looks for. And if, for some odd reason, Disney didn't feel like going full stupid, it could have genre swapped Top Gun into grimdark fantasy and traded jets for dragons. Because that isn't cliche at all. Number 6, the messaging. There is no overt political agenda in Top Gun Maverick. Similarly, there is no climate change or evolution nonsense. And don't get me wrong, those are valid topics of discussion, JKLOL, but especially in a movie like this, such things would be more out of place than a fish in the desert. Therefore, if Disney were to have written this film, you can bet a few $1 trillion that there would have been a whole lot of baloney agendas and forced narratives baked in. Probably to the point where this movie would be unrecognizable from its predecessor and not at all enjoyable or entertaining. But the thing is, Disney does enjoy slapping its audience. And finally, number 7, the character development and emotional stakes. These interrelated areas of the movie were surprisingly solid. A lot of movies have love interest subplots that don't fit. Sometimes, those subplots are flat out boring or over the top. In Top Gun Maverick, not only did Mav experience growth, mostly in the form of learning responsibility and how to practice what he preaches, but so did Rooster and the other pilots. People changed, which is what story and character arc are all about. With that said, Disney would undoubtedly have written characters who start out as awful people, spend the movie blaming the world for their awfulness, and end the movie slightly more awful than how they started.
Alrighty.
Apparently, that's how Disney rolls. In conclusion, I need to reiterate that I very much enjoyed this movie. And yes, I absolutely agree that it was a bit formulaic and the plot was thin at best. I also wish there had been a singular villain character. As it was, the enemy was extremely broad and non-personal. I mean, the enemy pilots never even showed their faces. But that's not an absolute must, just a personal preference. Overall, what a ride. Anyway, until next time, this is Miles Magnum. Thanks for watching.